They call women like me the starter wife, the one who was there for the struggle, but not the success. I met Mark when we were both 22, eating ramen in a basement apartment that smelled of damp drywall. He had a dream of building a biotech empire, and I had a salary as a nurse that could pay the rent while he chased it. For 15 years, I was the foundation. I worked double shifts so he could take unpaid internships. I typed his business plans until my fingers cramped. I smoothed over his anxieties, packed his lunches, and wore department store clothes so he could buy the suits he needed to impress investors. I poured myself into him, a drop at a time, until I was empty and he was full. The cut didn't happen with a scream. It happened over a quiet dinner at a restaurant we used to only dream of affording. "I love you, Sarah," he said, swirling a glass of expensive red wine. "But we've grown apart. My life, it's different now. I need someone who fits into this new world." His new world was a 26-year-old yoga instructor named Chloe, who looked at him with wide, uncritical eyes and had never seen him cry over a failed experiment. He didn't just leave me, he upgraded. And our entire social circle, the people who we had known for years, quietly aligned themselves with the winner. The hardest part wasn't the divorce itself. It was the erasure that followed. I was invited to the annual summer gala at the country club, a courtesy invitation for the ex-wife. I should have stayed home. Mark arrived in a new sports car, Chloe on his arm, glittering like a diamond. They were the center of gravity. Our old friends, the ones who used to come to my house for potlucks, swarmed around them. When they looked at me, their eyes held a mixture of pity and relief. Pity that I was alone and wearing a dress from 3 seasons ago. Relief that they weren't me. Chloe, emboldened by her status, approached me near the bar. "Sarah, hi," she said, her voice airy and light. "You look comfortable. You know, I have this amazing stylist. Maybe she could help you update your look, make you feel a bit more vibrant." It was a kindness wrapped in a razor blade. She wasn't trying to help. She was marking her territory. She was telling me I was obsolete. I looked across the room at Mark, laughing loudly at a joke he hadn't told. He didn't even see me. I was a ghost from a life he had already edited out of his biography. The worst part wasn't being replaced. It was realizing that my sacrifice had bought his ticket to a world where I was no longer welcome. I went home that night and stared at myself in the mirror. I saw the fine lines around my eyes, the tiredness in my posture. I saw the woman who had given everything away. And I decided to take it back. I used my share of the divorce settlement, the money Mark resented giving me, not on a new car or a vacation, but on myself. Not to fix what was broken, but to uncover what had been buried. I went back to school. I combined my nursing background with a new passion for botanical chemistry. I started formulating skincare products in my kitchen, just like Mark had started his experiments years ago. But this time, I was the dream. I was the investor. I was the talent. 2 years later, my company, Foundation Botanicals, was featured in Forbes. The headline read, "The Billion-Dollar Glow-Up." I was on the cover. I wasn't wearing a dress chosen by Chloe's stylist. I was wearing a tailored white suit, looking straight at the camera, my face radiant, strong, and undeniably vibrant. I didn't look like a victim. I looked like a CEO. The magazine hit the stands on a Tuesday. By Wednesday, my phone was ringing off the hook. One call stood out. It was Mark. "Sarah," he said, his voice holding a tentative note I hadn't heard in years. "I saw the magazine. You look incredible. Congratulations." I didn't say thank you. I just waited. Things have been a bit rocky with the business lately, and Chloe and I are taking some space. I was wondering, maybe we could get coffee, just as old friends, catch up. The silence that followed was absolute. He was reaching back, trying to find the foundation he had discarded, only to realize it was no longer there to support him. "I don't think so, Mark," I said, my voice calm and steady. "Sarah, please," he said. "We have history." "Yes, we do. You built your history on my back, and then you walked away. I'm building my future on my own 2 feet, and there's no room for you in it." I hung up the phone. I didn't feel triumphant. I just felt peace. I looked around my new office, filled with light and the hum of my own success. I thought about the young woman who ate ramen in a basement apartment. I wish I could tell her that she wasn't just a stepping stone. She was the whole damn mountain. He traded me in for a newer model when he hit the big time. He didn't realize I was the classic that only gets more valuable with time. And the best part? I'm just getting started.